Inside these old castle walls, a very rich life exists that most people will never see. Here, little Prince Louis of the royal family grows up with fancy things and luxuries that cost more money than most families will ever have. Prince Louis Arthur Charles, the third child of the Prince and Princess of Wales, may only be 6 years old, but his life is already defined by extraordinary extravagance that would make even the most indulgent celebrity blush. From the moment of his birth on April 23, 2018, Prince Louis has known nothing but the finest things life has to offer. His entry into the world at the exclusive Lindo wing of St. Mary's Hospital in London set his parents back an estimated £7,500 for a one-night stay, more than many British families spend on an entire vacation. The Lindo wing is essentially a 5-star hotel with medical staff, private chefs, champagne to celebrate, and a dedicated team of nurses for each mother. It's the gold standard for royal births, where tradition meets luxury. For his christening, Louis wore a handmade replica of the royal christening gown first commissioned by Queen Victoria in 1841. The original, made of Honiton lace lined with white satin, was used for royal christenings for 163 years before being retired for preservation. The symbolism of these traditions cannot be overstated. While the gown is a replica, it was meticulously crafted by the Queen's personal dressmaker, 11, at considerable expense. This is a child whose clothing budget for ceremonial events alone could fund a small charity. Home for young Prince Louis is a world away from the terraced houses or apartments where most British children grow up. His primary residence is the lavish apartment 1A at Kensington Palace, a misleading name for what is actually a 4-story, 20-room mansion in the heart of London. Real estate expert: if this property were on the open market, we'd be looking at a value exceeding £50 million. The Wales family also enjoys use of Adelaide Cottage in Windsor and Anmer Hall in Norfolk, giving Prince Louis 3 spectacular homes when many Britons struggle to afford even one. Behind palace walls, Louis's playrooms are stocked with handcrafted wooden toys from luxury brands like Steiff and traditional British toy makers. His collection reportedly includes custom-made rocking horses, miniature electric cars, and playhouses that cost more than some actual homes. Royal nurseries have always been spectacular spaces. For Prince Louis, no expense is spared. His nursery was designed by top interior designers with hand-painted murals and bespoke furniture. Even the paint used on the walls is a special non-toxic formula that costs hundreds per gallon. Prince Louis's education at Lambrook School in Berkshire comes with a price tag of over £17,000 per year, and that's just for the nursery program. By the time he completes his preparatory education, his parents will have spent more on his schooling than the average UK worker earns in 5 years. Lambrook isn't just expensive, it's exclusive. The facilities include a golf course, swimming pool, theater, and even a bee farm. Children take ballet, drama, and learn multiple languages from a young age. It's education from another world compared to what most British children receive. Even Louis's school uniform represents luxury, with strictly regulated outfits that must be purchased from specific suppliers at premium prices. His school sports kit alone costs more than what many parents spend on their child's entire wardrobe for a year. The true excess of Prince Louis's life extends beyond material possessions. The young prince travels with a security detail that costs British taxpayers millions annually. These highly trained protection officers shadow his every move, from playground visits to family holidays. Prince Louis lives with round-the-clock protection that most children will never know. Teams of highly trained security officers work in shifts, using advanced technology and armored vehicles to keep him safe. This protection alone costs British taxpayers over £2 million each year, an extraordinary privilege that comes with royal status. Behind palace doors, numerous staff members ensure the young prince's life runs perfectly. While his parents maintain what royals consider a modest household, Louis still enjoys services from elite Norland college nannies, professionals who earn starting salaries of £55,000 annually. These aren't ordinary childminders. They're trained in defensive driving, security protocols, and emergency response alongside traditional childcare duties. The prince's wardrobe reflects his royal status, particularly for public appearances. Louis wears exclusively high-end British children's brands, including Rachel Riley, Peppa & Co., and traditional outfitters like Trotters. A single outfit for a royal event often costs hundreds of pounds, more than many families spend on a child's entire seasonal wardrobe. For Prince Louis, this level of security, service, and style isn't extraordinary. It's simply his normal life, a childhood defined by excess that sets him apart from his future subjects. What we see is a carefully curated image that balances tradition with appropriate modesty. Still, those simple shorts and shirts are often hand-smocked, made from the finest materials, and priced accordingly. His casual clothes may look ordinary, but the quality and craftsmanship are exceptional. Louis has already developed a reputation for stealing the show at royal events, from Trooping the Color to the late Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations. His spirited antics on the Buckingham Palace balcony have endeared him to the public. A prince with personality living an extraordinary life. Holidays for Prince Louis are far from the package deals most families save for all year. The Wales family has been known to enjoy private islands, exclusive ski resorts, and secluded villas where a week's stay can cost upwards of £20,000. Royal holidays require privacy and security above all else. This means exclusive use of properties, private transportation, and often entire sections of beaches or resorts closed to accommodate them. The privilege of true privacy in today's world is perhaps the greatest luxury of all. As he grows, Louis will be introduced to traditional royal pursuits, riding, shooting, sailing, all requiring expensive equipment, private instruction, and access to exclusive facilities on royal estates. The gifts bestowed upon Prince Louis throughout his young life represent yet another layer of excess. From heads of state and dignitaries to family members, the young prince receives priceless presents that most children could never imagine. There's a distinction between official gifts, which become part of the royal collection, and personal gifts. Even the personal gifts Louis receives might include custom toys from luxury brands, rare books, or artwork, items meant to last generations rather than passing fads. Beyond material possessions, Louis stands to inherit substantial wealth. While the exact details of royal inheritances remain private, he will likely benefit from trust funds established by the late Queen Mother and other relatives, potentially receiving millions upon reaching adulthood. Prince Louis's childhood of extraordinary privilege comes with a price invisible to the public eye: the weight of royal expectations, constant scrutiny, and a life mapped out decades in advance. Material excess doesn't necessarily translate to emotional advantage. Royal children face unique pressures. They're raised with the knowledge that duty comes before personal desire. Their lives are simultaneously privileged and constrained in ways difficult for outsiders to comprehend. Behind the palaces and pageantry, Louis's parents strive to give him moments of normalcy: baking cookies in the kitchen, visits to public beaches carefully orchestrated to avoid attention, and family movie nights. Yet as the young prince grows up surrounded by luxury that few can comprehend, the question remains: how will this extraordinary childhood shape the man he will become? In a world where his every need and desire can be instantly fulfilled, will Louis develop the empathy and understanding needed for his future role in a changing monarchy? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: Prince Louis of Wales will never know a life that isn't extraordinary, excessive, and endlessly privileged.